can't blame me for taking this long to let it go. When I had my whole heart in it, and broken in everything. Though it was broken and imperfect, it was still all I had that I gave. Hey yo, Doug, it's been a long time since I've seen you. In some ways, I wish I could be you. You're gone, but you're home now. It was hard for me to stay strong, going back and forth just too long. Tumor wasn't benign, they kept removing it. Memory kept coming back, you had a stroke. Thoughts just kept losing it. You accepted people in, your son's ex-girl wasn't the best. She still came to support, it was no stress. When you were in the bed, they wanted to see you, I said hell yes. Every time, big homie, you stayed on my mind. Looking down from above, yeah, I'm doing fine. At least trying to myself, I used to lie too. You kept it 100 yourself, I was surprised, dude. How could you stay so positive, more than a test? In all honestness, you showed us what kindness is. I hoped you be at the wedding. I hope before death, you smile to give us our blessing. When you had that last stroke, I knew it was mad close. Even when I posted the video, you still showed love and support. You liked my note on your wall on your birthday. Even after it all fell down in the worst way, I saw it coming, I told her in our secret meeting, just let me know when you pass. And when you do, I don't need to be at the burial, but at least let me know where you're at, so I could go and give my thanks and the lessons that I've learned. Double pinky promise sealed with a kiss. I expected you to get a shout out so I could reminisce just like this, but never got it, so I had to go to her profile to see that you were wearing a living outfit. You were long gone, it was plain to see. I felt a lot of betrayal, but that's just you and me. This is all subjective, they probably felt betrayed. No one told them that the struggle I gave effort. There's two sides to every story, and three when the truth gets told. Someone called this track a very bold move. This is needed to let it go. It fucking hurts like a knife piercing my heart, just real slow. This ain't for show, it's for me. The real me. To stay quiet would have been the route the most easy. Attracts the way to ease me. Now alcohol, marijuana, porn, no half fury like a woman scorned. They say whose line is it anyway? We can save all the debating for another day. Mama one, here's what I wanna say. Yeah, alongside Doug, you're in heaven. You love cheeses if I heard right. Daughter 2 and 3 came to take care of you. Wanted to see that grave down south after we married, but sometimes will and love ain't enough to carry it home. I placed you in my prayers with rose. I had to see you as well. If my day came, heaven, I rose up. Who knows what the disconnect was? You had daughter carrying around buzz. I ain't talking light yet. This ain't the Toy Story. No one is getting played with the topic, it isn't boring. Bumblebees were your sole insect. I called daughter number 3 that. Her heart is where you bees at. That's anyway. I had to see it. I had to say it. Got smart like Anne Hathaway. Gave praise but not on a Saturday night. Going out, I couldn't keep up the fight. No clout, these girls wouldn't look at me right. That's just in sight for a remarkable cause. I'm in the storm, the weather guys couldn't forecast this song. Don't be alarmed, forgive me. I'm going to elaborate further so you and Doug protect us, cause this world is full of murder. Can't believe we had to talk about that. Get to it later. Let's go down the list to how I couldn't save her, yeah. Daughter 1, I don't understand how you couldn't give that graduation ring to daughter 2. There's a lot of animosity between her and you. You passed to daughter 3 out of spite. Couldn't even show up to the party, that ain't right. There's a lot of pain that you and husband number 1 ain't talk about. Y'all acted like everything was okay and tried to walk it out. It ain't longer my place to talk about it. You talked about my fit at the wedding, I kinda cared about it. Was told I shouldn't mind you. Perhaps both of you will come to your senses before the light blinds you. Mind you, daughter number 2, I did it all for you. You got cancer, I didn't show up just out of the blue. I was dating daughter number 3 from the get. She told how important mama 1 and you were to her. How the development of character was credited to the status of you two. The bond we had was real close, so I figured I had to show up just out of oath to myself and our eventual relationship. I'll address that it wasn't the most fair to anyone, to me under all them circumstances. But no matter what I say, I couldn't justify not trying to meet you another way. Y'all were all hurting, I didn't see it as just my end. It was more important for you to make it. I saw in person, I don't know what would have happened if you passed. I gave daisies, not the purple ones that you liked, but in hopes that one day at least you would be cancer free. God is good. You know you invited me to the run. We walked together, we ran the next year. We held hands and crossed the border together. I considered you to be my real mom, not even my mother. You accepted me in without knowing the damage I committed. That's that real love, or so I thought, you know. Father number 2, who knows how you felt? Someone wanted to date your daughter, probably wanted to hit me with a belt, cause that woman is your treasure. Believe me when I say I gave her all of my effort. You took me in as another son. You told me that father number 1 and mama 1 on the other side wasn't really there for you. How we coincide was we both acquired them crutches at young ages, my guy. You got closer with the family as time aged, at least some of them. It was a pleasure meeting all of them. You and me bonded working on my old car, MJ. The brakes didn't quite fit, I barely made it home. I was just grateful for the effort, even though I couldn't roll. It's all good, now both father 2 and daughter number 2, you both pulled together to get me Mary Lou. Very kind of you. I couldn't see your daughter, that ripped her apart too. I almost broke up from that, should've been a warning from the start. For a Christmas, you gave me that car for 500 bones, it was such a great car. The two of you gave me cards and were there. I did my best to return the favor. You two are the strongest couple I met. I savored your story and connection. I had hope that your daughter and I'd have the same blessing. I apologize to you two the most for not revealing my secret when I asked for her hand in marriage. I couldn't keep it. I didn't feel close enough to y'all. Trust me, this isn't anyone's fault. It took me 21 years to tell my family it's only rational. I couldn't tell the other half. I knew you wouldn't understand me. That's selfish for me to say, it still stands, cause if you did, you would have questioned me as a man in person. Yeah. Okay. Son number 2, I regret not playing more hoops with you. I was depressed a lot of the time in a reclusive state. I keep my shoes and basketball in the car like you, just to be honest. Donna 3 looked up to you a lot. Real close, I appreciate you wanting us to be bros. We related a lot on what are those, and Lil Dicky, you picked me up when I didn't have a car so she could see me. That's real G. I respected your muscle gang, you were skinny just like me. It's something still I need to attain. You watched a lot of my stories, which made me question why you didn't step up for me when I posted that video. Wasn't the first time I ventured there, you had to hear me though. In regards to you and wife 2, I heard y'all got married and I wish the best life for you. For wife 2, we met quite a bit ago. We would have food races on who could eat the most shit. It was good, you always checked for me when we met you. And your fam wasn't the closest either, and we talked and had respect. I'm sure you had other secrets to protect. I appreciate you for keeping the proposal secret for so long, for a few years, and were there when I asked for a hand. To the both of you, I planned to fly out there. But what would you do? We broke up. What am I gonna do? Take the flight? We don't talk. I find another place to stay at for the night. Just what would you do? I'm thankful for you too, and I always sent blessings when the hurricane came out the blue. Okay. Now wife 1, I didn't know you that well. We met on nice terms. You respected son 1, and that's all that was needed to earn my respect. It didn't matter that he had an arrest for drinking behind the wheel. You stood by his side and attested anything against it. You had a failed marriage as well, I suppose somewhere you understand it. You opened up to us over time. We figured if you stayed too close it was gonna be a bust, but you kept up the growth just fine. I'm proud of you. You became his wife, and I heard that you had a cancer scare too. I hope that everything is going well with that. Your family went through it all, you don't deserve that. I apologize that you invited me to your wedding and cut me out of the picture after it wasn't working. I didn't mean for it to happen. I stood in the rain, the only one out there. I knew it then, yeah, I wasn't the same as you all, but I tried to make it work, yeah. That dress and the handsome dude made me tear up when y'all shared them vows and kissed. One of my favorite songs played and I was happy. Seeing that dude happy after going through so much was enough to keep me sane. And then some, former king, super buzz, taking care of my technical son, so thank you. Son number one, you needed your own verse. I didn't think that this would happen, but whatever works. Deleted me on Facebook once, cause you didn't like what I posted. I can't say I agree with everything that you did, but I never deleted everything cause you were the kid, yeah. You and your sister weren't the coolest. When we first met, that all changed after you married your best bet. That was cool to see. I never understood the animosity between you and me. You invited me and her up to see you and have a drink, but how? The age gap was different enough for me not to feel comfortable to not say what I want. Was it the man I am today? So I put up a front a bunch. I dealt with all of this shit so we could remain a bunch. I should have went up there myself and explained my concerns. Who knows, perhaps my respect to you would have been earned more so. More dough is what you would earn in the summer until all the leaves would burn. I respected your grind, even when after that first time happened, I was cool with letting you tag along. It became a tradition with your girl to be specific, and then father two and daughter two came along. It was great. Funny how love turns into hate. We broke up, but let me get this straight. If I contact your fam again, it's gonna raise a response, not a threat, but a warning. Can you come again? Don't block me after saying that shit. You must have mistook me for a bitch. You acted like a bitch. I get why you said that shit. You protecting your family, I get that shit. What the fuck makes you think I would hurt them? That was my family too. What you think I did that shit out of the blue? You think that I accepted your cousin and her mishaps just to be the outcast for mine? Blood is thicker than water, you laugh when daughter number two called me stupid, we all did. I remembered it, I'm real lucid. Was all love, didn't deserve that shit. I hid daughter number three anyway, and told her if you hurt who I loved, it's gonna turn into a whole different situation that none of us would even want. This the part, mama. Didn't think it would come to this, to son number one being the icing on the cake for me getting the gun. It's ridiculous. The reason I sent all of them letters to the address is because I had cards addressed to me from the address and they were in storage. Didn't feel like getting them out. So I used my knowledge and love of maps to use two and put it together that the address was the one I should send a message. Yeah, part of me wanted to come up, but it wasn't my place as I didn't think anyone wanted to see my face. I'm ashamed it came out this way. It was a lesson, a reason for a lot of my stress, and I couldn't collect it. To our technical son, the reason I searched high and low for you because of your mom was feeling lonely. It felt like she crossed the border for me. Didn't have many friends and neither did I, so figured if I was on the road she would have some support. You got into an accident, who knows what happened when you were in Texas. I wouldn't even wish it upon my exes. It didn't help you how her dad was always mad, sad, or distracted. Never dealt with my fears, so I always overreacted and spanked you and threw you around and hit you. Mostly made you stay in your kennel. Since then I stayed with a couple of kibble eaters, gained some patience. Was never a woman beater. It doesn't make it better. At least when I saw you again, you were better. Took you to the dog park for the last time. Took you for a walk, spent the day, and I was mad fine. Just wanted to tell you I apologize for being the reason you had some somber eyes. At Doug and Mama 1, I was crying on Rose's grave, cause I couldn't understand how this caused so much pain. I couldn't say bye to Doug at his grave, so I sent it from there. Mama 1 had to let you go, but know it's all up there, and I hope that in heaven there isn't this bullshit, God forgive me. No differences in all smiles, R.I.P. I know I won't see you for a while. First off, thank you. There's many ways I could have went about this. A couple years I figured it'd go a lot of ways, but not this. I showed up when it mattered, then you did the same. Wasn't ready, but I felt if I didn't cuff it, I wouldn't be the same. You showed me a lot of lessons, I took you as a blessing. Didn't figure that you thought I was pretty lame and that you deserved better. I always told you from the get-go, if I was gonna let go, that I would come back and be the one to give you better. Wasn't being clever, a lot of times I was being selfish. I took my weaknesses and my relationships with other people out on you. You were there for me, and a lot of other nights you cried because I was either too far away or I was away in the other room, doing my thing, staying insane, gain weight, going in circles, my smile I couldn't contain. Yeah, I tried the best I could to keep a straight face around a family with all the space. Could they really understand me? You never let go, and I never expected you to. But there were times you wouldn't listen, you had to call the pops up too. Nothing wrong with it, but you weren't ready to let go. You didn't tell me you cried on the way home until everything was over, so how the fuck would I know? I thank you for supporting my education. Not enough money, so you pay for me to go to my classes. That's something no bummer, cause I got my A's in my way to repay you for your efforts, that our future wasn't to be messed with. But somewhere down the line I made the decision to make the incision and step up to the plate. We should have discussed a bit about what was at stake. You showed up to my pop's birthday. You put up with this shit only because I was doing the same, played the victim in every sense when I was the one to blame for a lot of things. Extended past just me and you. Asked pops and moms if it was cool to move in with you. It was funny, the more I opened up, the more I started feeling like a dummy. I ignored some red flags, then I started having some questions. Who knows if you'll answer them? I'll just get it off my chest then. Why didn't you want to tell your fam that we met online? I had to do it myself when asking your hand, besides the lie that we met in high school, college, then I moved back here. Why that's a red flag is because the thing kept continuing. I helped paint that picture that I was perfect. Lord knows that I wasn't perfect. We had arguments, had a few fights, had some interference, and I had to make it right. Never told them about them problems or the ones I had with my fam. I ain't saying it's all you, but I'll be damned if it ain't all me. They couldn't comprehend what was shown when I said what I said. They couldn't understand that was a step taken in becoming a real man. So, since they heard all the bad, they must have forgotten the good. Who came there? Who tried to go to the surgeries? Who gave birthday cards? Who met your friends when they kinda heard of me? Who didn't cheat? Who didn't blast bad information online? Who? I'm still waiting. Who wanted to beat the ass of all them dudes that took advantage, messed up some chemistry up in the bedroom? Tell me who stayed patient. Tell me who didn't push any boundaries in the department. Astounding, I was number 3, though I was the most numb. I still put your feelings over my feelings, did what I could so you didn't feel used. Son, it's what we prevented when you went on birth control. Bleeding 24/7, depression, what game's taking its toll? I'm just saying, who was there when you cried about making it to the program? They wouldn't let you inside. I was ready to move for the right and wrong reasons, ready to pack up to Wyoming, cause I was still grieving and wanted to take the proper approach, face my demons, retake some courses and play ball with the coach. When I heard the news, I showed that support. I held you in my chest and it was mission abort. Tried again and they still would retort, said you were inadequate. You were smart but weren't good at taking polls, taking tests and quizzes. That didn't mean you were incapable, just means you applied knowledge in a different way. Who stayed overnight outside in my car when you were sick? Fell down some stairs, threw up in the bowl and shit. Who cleaned that up? All this depression, saying that I caused it. Perhaps I did, but you didn't think that there was some times you caused mine. It was a two-way street. Yeah, I didn't want to live past 55. When I wanted the Air Force, our thing was that if I came back, I would steal you back from whoever you were with. We ran with that. Even when I went to school, we said the same thing, just to be specific. Then we had our meetings in March after the breakup. Made love and promised to read proposal I would take up. I said I was keeping the ring, I ain't coming back for you now, cause I ain't the man yet I wanna be. I said I loved you, and you said we'd be back together if it wasn't for moving up north, probably forever. It was all good, we agreed if it was meant to be, it was meant to be. Had to see you in April, see, but after I jumped out of a plane to make, I had a reason to be in the plane of reality. You were kinda mad at me, I tried to pursue sex, part of my strategy, cause I thought we were on the same page. the stage was set. We at that point were just friends. You told me wife one had a cancer scare. That was after our phone chat about someone getting caught up a second time. I showed nothing but support and love as I have. I didn't lie when I said I still love you, but I gave you your space. Tried to hang to keep it close, but you went on dates. Hell, we both did. We had a little bird that came in between us and said that I mooched off you. Hell nah. We split everything down the middle, and even Pops to this day respects you for being a good teammate. So now let me get this straight. I remember the dates of the mock boards, the real boards. You don't even let me know when you graduate. I sent 9 letters directed to all, and all I get is perceived hate. I get it. We promised that you get a new house, listening to Flow Riders, welcome to my house, sipping on rum chata, but instead you turn it into nada. It's like you didn't tell them shit. How do I know it's gonna turn up like this though? Go to hell, huh? Wow, it's crazy to me. I'm not saying I'm perfect here by any means. I'm just showing you there's 2 sides to every story, 3 when the truth gets told. I'm sure she didn't tell you a lot of the things I said about what I've said here. I've known a lot of shit. Some shit I'm still not gonna say out of respect. Even the shit I did say was kept in wraps by me, and I didn't support your family any different. Did I agree with everything that you did? No. Were we 100% compatible? No. There were some gaps in between how you all lived your lives and how my family lived ours. Yes. There's some shit I couldn't fathom about what you all had to deal with. The same goes for the lot of you in regards to me. I get a death threat for contacting you to make amends. Hell, to be honest, I didn't expect to get her back if I'm being 100% honest. If anything, I just wanted forgiveness, and I wanted to at least look you all in the face one more time and apologize. She knew about my dog situation. Does that make it right? No. That dog has been put through so much and didn't deserve what I put him through. The main reason I was the primary drive in getting that dog was because she felt alone. She had no friends, which I encouraged her that my friends were hers as well. That we can chill whenever. She missed you all, and I did the best I could to balance the time spent. Hell, I thought about going to school at Front Range and living up there so she could be close again. What the fuck do you guys think I was doing? I kept her protected in good neighborhoods. I rushed to her rescue after she got in a bad accident, which was somewhat blamed on me because she didn't go into yellow before me, but allegedly mistimed the light and got hit by someone else. I was willing to pull traffic cameras and, if that had one, and conduct research for her to fight that. I stayed by her side until I had to leave for work. You think I wanted to be another one of those people that you either have to cut out of photos or get rid of them because it didn't work out? You think I wanted to waste $1,500 and some change for engagement photos and marriage plans? You think I spent 3.5 years, not included the time it took for me to let this go just to have it thrown down the drain? Have y'all lost your fucking mind? I've been with 7 people and have been in a serious relationship with 4 of them. I don't enter a relationship unless I see potential. I didn't do this for giggles, and it wasn't a fucking joke to me. You were all my family, and your problems were my problems. When you hurt, I hurt. It seems that wasn't the case when the tables turned. Acting like there wasn't equal pleasure and pain with me and her. It was mutual. We were both there at each other's worst times and there for the best, and I don't give a fuck what she or y'all decide to tell people. We rode for each other. I fucking love that girl. I plan to spend the rest of my life with her. We had our kids named for the most part. We had plans to move to Florida to be closer to son 2 and wife 2. We had our future cars planned out. We had it all planned out. I never expected that one fucking video would cause a rift that fucking big after all we have been through. You all deserve me telling you first. I will give you that. I apologize for that. But don't act as if we were all that close, that I could share something like that. See it from my point of view. Even after you all texted me before the video, I still responded with, let's talk. Besides, my father doesn't like social media anyway, and I don't blame him. He didn't like that video for reasons alongside his disdain for social media. Besides him, out of anyone that fucked with me like that, only you all were the ones that didn't support me. Doug was the only person that liked it, and he's resting at home now. I can't say what you all went through because of that. I apologize what I put you through because of that. However, when she told me I didn't think that I would ever have to defend you in front of them, that told me all I needed to know. What did you all expect? I was the perfect Prince Charming that had no scuff on my armor? That there was never gonna be a time when you didn't agree with something that I did? You couldn't defend me like I defended y'all? We were fucking family. Y'all should've called me up there so we could talk about all this shit and work it out. Not some bullshit about how I'm this piece of shit that didn't do shit for your girl. Not some bullshit about how I'm gonna be dealt with if I contact you again. I fucking am dealing with the psychopath of a mother that your girl showed up to fight her with me, that talked about killing my family and stalks me in some way, shape, or form to this day. So tell me, why the fuck would I do the same thing I hate to your family? The notion that I would never hurt her is bullshit because I already did before y'all told me not to when it came to marriage. She hurt me, we both were hurting each other. There were times I dieted and she helped me to break my diet and eat bad, vice versa. I kept growing in that relationship, whether you believe me or not, and so did she. We both gave each other our baggage before we went further after our first date and accepted it. Both of us can't play the victim because we signed up for it. I was crawling in terms of improvement, but made sure that I was improving in some way, shape, or form. Went from barely working a job to 2 jobs before we moved in, and occasionally when we lived together. Went from playing hooky and playing video games to not missing a shift unless I had to. No, I'm not a dude that decided to finish college like her current man. That's great, and I get why y'all wanted her to get a degree, and her +1 as well. That's not the only way to do things. She didn't tell you that we took part in a business venture that we quit, that I'm in for the second time right now, did she? It's not her fault, it was our decision. Wrong mentor, right medium. My purpose is to help people with escapism, period. Everyone has their crutch, even y'all. With that being said, anyone still listening needed to hear this tape. This was for me. Y'all think I'm this pure nice guy that hasn't fucked up? This guy that is just a pure little soul that hasn't done shit? Well, apparently you don't know me. Apparently you don't know how dark I can be and have gotten. I've always wanted to be a gentleman. The part people, including me, forget is that you have to be a man first, gentle man. What's the 2 biggest drives of men? Sex and aggression. Of course, I have the sex portion down. I have a form of escapism for it, for Christ's sake. Lord, forgive me. That has caused me to place bars on myself and others that can and maybe shouldn't be reached. I'm working on that. Do you realize how big an epidemic sexual addiction is, especially in this generation? There's some people that don't even know they have an addiction to it. That's another topic for another time, but you try being in the middle of 2 parents being fed medicine, being called retarded and bullied for a decade and a half, being touched by a dude that wouldn't listen to me, being accused of sexually molesting your brother, and being called a predator, and you let me know how you would handle it. You want my height and body, but would you live with my problems too? Everyone has problems, and it could always be worse. It could be worse, always. Do your research before you ever call me a pedophile creep or anything of the sort. Some fucking hypocrites, man. I'm a fucking human. I make mistakes just like you do. I lie, and I have been lied to. I've hurt, and I've been hurt. I've respected and disrespected. I'm weird, I'm goofy, I'm caring, I'm loving. But oh, that second drive, that aggression, I could do that too. I've gotten into many fights, many arguments, used to be in anger management class. Used to lose my cool, but grew beyond that. But a lot of people didn't see that step. Pull my card if you want to. Any of you want to fight me in court, I've lost and I've fought and am still fighting my mother in most of my life and has some fucking form of court in it. You think I could get a restraining order on my own mother, but I can't fight you in court? I'm not proud of it and I'm paying for it till this day. But I hit my father in the mouth. You think I have a problem trading blows with you? I've always wanted a gun and son, one is the icing on the cake for me getting one. I'm down for court play, fist play, knife play, gun play, you fucking name it. If you ever come at me with malicious intent to myself and or my loved ones, then you've got another thing coming. Notice I said me. I spent so long neglecting myself and not giving a damn about what happens to me. From wanting to commit suicide to wanting any ailment you can think of applied to me so I can die. I've wanted death most of my life. I'm not scared of that shit. So try me if you want to, I'll fucking dare you. Now here's the kicker. You see, anybody can curse. Anyone could get belligerent. Anyone can kill or be killed. I'm not special. I'm not some kingpin that can't be touched. I'm not harder than the next kid, but I fight for what I love, and now I love me, so I will fight for that too. But see, what people don't understand is that the way to win wars is through not starting one in the first place. I write solo dolo for the most part. It ain't hard to find me. I speed most of the time, so I know if you're following me. Before we even get to it, I'm a man of peace and positivity now. Yes, I will try to avert war at most costs, but a gentleman has a glove of velvet and a hand of steel. That's all I have to say on that. My point of this tape and my growth is that hindsight is 2020. I've held on to all this shit for way too long. Letting people or things that should be gone still lay in your mind is like letting them live in your head rent-free. You gotta let all of that shit go in some way or fashion, or it will turn you into cancer and you will die. You can be breathing and still be dead inside. I would know that. This is bigger than the family I reference. Hell, I'm not obsessed. If it wasn't for her and myself agreeing that I would come back, as that was the theme of the entire fucking relationship, I would have let that go a long fucking time ago. Y'all did me dirty. Y'all did me dirty and you fucking know it. But I forgive y'all. I wish the best for y'all. And I hope it all works out. It's just when I needed y'all the most, y'all bailed on me. That's okay though. I have a beautiful girl, turning woman that I plan to help grow into a lady alongside this growing gentleman speaking to you right now. She understands where I am coming from, and she ain't the perfect package, but so many fucking people want the perfect thing and won't work for it. You won't help the other person come up. Water your grass before critiquing someone else's. I was told to move on, and that would be the smartest decision of my life, and I'd have to agree. I can't wait to see our growth, and I thank you for sitting there and being a part of this and listening to me lay this down. I love you and I'm so blessed for you, Alyssa, and I thank your family that does accept me for my flaws and is doing shit for me regardless of my mishaps. And let's keep it up. We will get our families out of debt and we'll be okay and be people of God, the cosmics, our higher power. To the other family in question and to everyone else, I apologize if I hurt you, and I am thankful for what you have done. I am thankful for the person I am today, and I wouldn't be that person if it wasn't for you. I have forgiven all of you for the hurt you've caused me, and I used to want the same in return. I want the best for you all, and I used to want the same thing in return. I've grown from my mistakes, and I am trying to right my wrongs as a new man that has realized his purpose in life and wants to get his life right before helping others do the same. My pops is $30K in debt, my girl is $20K in debt, and I have never met my sister, and I want to be a good role model for my brothers. I'm trying to fix all of that. I'm not perfect, I never will be, but I will continue to make mistakes and hurt others. I'm human. But I'll be damned if I don't try to fix those and be a man of God before I die. If you can't or won't understand or support that and still wish ill of me, then fuck you. It's as simple as that. Come up with me or be left behind. I gotta do what's best for God, me and my family. Borealis, Léon the Pedal, LLC, Retrieval, hindsight is 2020. Actually, Rebirth, hindsight is 2020. It'll be coming eventually. God bless, and God and Jesus Christ, the cosmics forgive me. I'm out of here.